Ms. Robinson, you are suing your mother for paternity fraud and are here to prove that Mr. Moore is your biological father, even though your mother put another man's name on your birth certificate. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Ms. Harris, you're certain Mr. Moore is not your daughter's father and claim her case of paternity fraud is outrageous.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you plan to prove that today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Moore is currently waiting outside the courtroom. We will hear from him in a moment. But first, Ms. Robinson, why did you wait 36 years to come to court?
Honestly, Your Honor, I don't feel that I'm the one that waited the 36 years. I feel that my mom waited 36 years to help me find who my father is. And I have always, tried to ask her about my father. I guess it was a part of her past she didn't just want to bring up. So it always got pushed to the back burner. Or I was told, get the hell out of her face, leave her alone, don't ask any questions about it, you know who your dad is.
She's lying. I've always told her who her dad was. And to my knowledge,
who was supposed to be my dad?
It's not Mr. Moore. I had already moved on.
But the other guys that she says is my father, I look nothing like.
And you don't look like,
and
she doesn't look like him either.
So
I look like
I've never kept secrets from her, Your Honor. I've always been honest to the best of my ability
That's
to
not
her.
True. We were supposed to come here 3 weeks ago, and my mom, for some reason, she was nervous.
It wasn't that I was nervous. I just didn't want to come here at that time to listen to any more of their lies.
Yeah, nobody wanted to deal with the past, but I'm the past.
Because,
I need a
Ms.
dad.
Harms, in your mind, you're saying, I know who your father is and I already told you.
Yes, ma'am. I had already moved on. He is not your father.
When you say you had already moved on, explain that. You're saying you moved on from
Mr. Moore. I never thought he was a father because I had already moved on, Your Honor.
So you're saying you got pregnant after you already moved on away from him, so there's no way he could be your biological father, so you didn't even feel like there was any reason to entertain that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Robinson, why are you so convinced that he is a possibility?
Your Honor, I'm convinced because I've heard a lot of rumors in the small town we're from in Arkansas. Everybody says that this man is my dad. He's always came to me and said he's my dad.
Really?
But the thing was, I was always being sent with the other man. So if
excuse me, Your Honor, that's another lie. She was never been sent.
Yes, I was
with
being
another
sent
man.
To another man's
No,
house.
No, you were not. That is a lie, Your Honor. I don't know where she's getting this from.
Who was my grandma all my life?
Your Honor, what is she saying? This rumor has it. That's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, what, does she think she looked like Mr. Moore?
Yes, I do.
Why? Because nose? She's got a normal nose, Your Honor.
No,
and
it's not a normal nose, Mom.
When did you first hear about Mr. Moore being a possible biological father?
The first time I heard about it was kind of weird because I was young and I was just told that he's not your father.
Your Honor, excuse me, Your Honor, if she thought that, why would it take her 36 years?
Because no one lets me talk.
Wait, I wanted to finish the story because
nobody lets me talk. I mean, never. What kid doesn't want to know their father? What little girl doesn't want to know her daddy?
So I want to understand this. You were told specifically, Mr. Moore is not your father.
Yes, by my mother.
Did you ask the question? How did this come up?
She had just told me one day, because, I used to go back and forth from Michigan to Arkansas. So I guess she felt that if I went down to Arkansas, I might see him.
Your Honor,
so she came to me and told me that if Vernon ever came to you and told you that he was your dad, tell him to get out your face, leave you alone, and he's not your father. So.
And that's Mr. Moore?
Mr. Moore, yes.
So you were told as a child, if someone comes up to you and says he's your biological father, just tell him to get out your face.
Get out my face, leave me alone, you're not my dad. And it's like, who is Vernon? Who is Mr. Moore?
Did you ask that question?
Not at the time. I was a kid. I just listened to what she said. My whole life has been very empty. It really has.
I understand. I often say in this courtroom, when people say to me, I did not have my father and I felt like there was a missing piece,
and it really does.
I say it because I have had my father and he is loving and kind and my #1 fan, and I could not imagine my life without him in it.
And that's all I want.
And when you say, I never had that, I feel for you because I know what you're missing. I really do, and I see the tears in your eyes, even at 36.
Other people take it for, I'm glad that you can say you had your father, but you have empathy to know how I could feel about it.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people have their fathers and they'll look at me like, I don't even like my daddy. Girl, you better without him. No, I could be better with him because I was looking for love in all the wrong places. I sat up and got with somebody at 17, about to get out of school, had a baby. That stopped me from going to the Air Force. Really just ruined my whole life. I love my daughter. She didn't ruin it. I did by making a mistake like they did. I'm 36 years old. I deserve to have a father. My kids deserve a grandfather. My grandson deserves a great-grandfather. I never said she didn't love me. But if you really love your kid, my love is a little deeper than that. And I'm gonna do anything for mine.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but don't believe that sympathy role. This kid, her and Mr. Moore are compulsive liars.
How am I a compulsive liar when
Everything
I never
I
had
did,
a
I raised
dad?
my daughter. I got pregnant at 15.
How is that a lie?
I raised her by myself without a dad. Yes, she has the right to know who her dad is, Your Honor, ma'am. But I don't think it's Mr. Moore.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell.
Okay, I wanted to submit some evidence, Your
Ron, may I see
Honor,
that,
that
please?
shows, that I think helps me prove that he's my father.
Okay.
First, I have
Gray hair.
a birth certificate.
This
Okay.
is a birth certificate, you said?
Yes, that was my original birth certificate right there. On the father's spot, it has a signature. Now, when I looked at that, I seen that the signature looked new. It didn't look as old as my mom's signature on there. But I'm a kid, so I went along with it. Last year, I needed to get a new ID. So I go to get a new ID, and they told me that my original birth certificate there was not good enough. I needed to get the new one. When I got the new birth certificate, it did not have a father's name on it. Not at all.
Really?
So that led me to believe.
Your Honor, where's this new birth certificate?
I sent it
I've
in.
never heard of it until now, Your Honor.
I sent it in. It
She's
does
lying
not
again.
have a. So that's the other man's signature on that birth certificate.
I know that handwriting. Hey,
He
looks
told
like
me
you
he did
forged
not
it
sign
like
a
you
birth
forged some other
certificate for
stuff
me.
long time ago.
Who are you saying forged it, Miss Arms?
Miss Robinson.
Oh, you think your daughter forged
Me?
a name?
Yes, ma'am.
You gave me the
I
birth
gave you that
certificate
with
when
no
I was
signature.
12.
I didn't give you
to
that
work
with
at
no
the beauty
signature like
salon.
that.
Mom, it had a
Of course,
signature on it when you gave it
I didn't
to
give
me.
you that when you were 12, Your Honor. When they got a certain age,
We start
18
working.
and up, that's when I start giving my kids the birth certificate.
So wait, when you give it to her, does it have a signature or doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
No, ma'am. Whatever.
And I also have evidence why I think we look alike.
So this is a picture of
me and Mr. Moore.
you on the left and Mr. Moore on the right.
And I also have another picture of our noses, Your Honor, when I was younger.
Oh, Lord.
This
'Cause I
is
had
side
no
by
pictures of
side.
anybody. Every time I look in the mirror, ever since I looked at his pictures, I feel like Mr. Moore with a wig on. So if that ain't what it is, I need to be proved wrong today.
And Ms. Robinson, you have premature graying,
Yes, that's why I covered it today.
and you say Mr. Moore had it.
All over his head, ever since the first time I ever saw him when I was 12. That man had gray hair already.
And so you've submitted evidence that states individuals who have a family history of premature gray hair have a higher risk of having premature gray hair themselves.
I don't have a daddy to compare that with. I don't know his history. So how would I know it came from my father? So I want to know who my father is. I feel this man is my father. He's saying he's my father. God, I look like him. What more do you want?
How did this relationship with Mr. Moore begin? What was your relationship with him?
Young, dumb, and stupid. My mother was never there, and I'm running around young like a chicken with her head cut off, searching for love, and got caught up in a web that I'm regretting to this day because throughout all this,
Bad kids.
my daughter has suffered, and I'm here today to try to help her out and stop some of this suffering.
But she don't think he's my dad.
No, not at all.
But you admit to a sexual relationship with him.
Yes, ma'am.
How long was this relationship?
Oh, Your Honor, I'm so old now.
You know, this is the thing, Your Honor, this is what it is. Everybody put it to the back of their mind.
I would say maybe
So they don't want to think about it.
years at the most.
Actually, Mr. Moore has joined us.
Thank God.
Today, he is here
Thank
in
God.
court.
Oh,
And
thank
Ron,
God.
I'd like to have you escort Mr. Moore into the court.
I did.
It should.
Thank you.
Witness stand.
Don't think you just a mess. If he always told me he was my daddy.
Gray hair there, make it
But
your
if you
dad.
want to be my daddy, you should have been there.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us. You know, we're here for Jennifer, Miss Robinson, and she's indicated through her testimony that you believe you are her biological father. Do you?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
You do?
Yes.
Tell the court why.
Well, Your Honor, she used to babysit her sister's kids, and I used to go there a lot, and we were having sex a lot. It wasn't no little bit. It's true. And so A few months later, I know a little pouch on her belly. I said, are you pregnant? She said, yeah. I said, could it be mine? She said, it could be, maybe not. Which I already knew about somebody.
That is a lie, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
At least
How do you
you
remember a
tried.
pouch?
Yeah, at least.
Boy, please.
You about like five
What are you
months.
talking about?
Hold up,
She
hold
ain't
up.
yours.
Your Honor,
That
would
gray hair
can
you got don't make her yours either.
Can you ask her?
Try
Okay,
some
Miss
hair.
Harms, let him finish his testimony.
Later on, I heard that her father said whoever got her pregnant, he was gonna do something to him. I kind of backed off a little bit. I wasn't afraid, but I backed off. I wanted to be in her life. But she took her away when she was like 4 or 5, then got married, ran off. I always have said she was my daughter. Cause she looked
You
like
just
her-
believed it.
I believed it.
And because
I
of the
was there.
time, because you were there, and when she got pregnant, you knew it was around the time that you all were having all that sex
Yes.
as teenagers.
I was there a lot.
And you,
Young and dumb.
Young and dumb and wild.
okay, that's enough of that testimony. We can move on
Yeah.
to the next point. I get it.
Yeah.
So the point was, you remember the time frame.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. I hate that I wasn't in her life a lot. You know, I missed that. You know what I'm saying?
Because I really miss you.
And I can see that that hurts
if
you.
you are.
Yeah.
Did you try to be involved in Miss Robinson's life?
Yes, I did.
How?
I talked to her grandmother a lot. Like one time, I said, "How Jennifer doing?" And she said, "But she needs some shoes." I gave her $50 in. I wasn't making a lot of money, but she out here to back me up. But then
And
they
so
not
you
together
would
now.
inquire about Miss
Yeah, I
Robinson.
would.
So earlier in Miss Robinson's testimony, she said that at 7 years old or so, her mother basically said to her, when you're in Arkansas, if a man named Vernon, which is you, Mr. Moore, comes up to you and says that he's your biological father, tell him to get out your face and leave you alone. Why do you think she'd say that?
'Cause I didn't have anything to do with her no more.
And when I seen him when I was 12, that's exactly what I told him.
Yeah,
You remember that day?
I remember.
He pulled up on me. I was walking to the store. He said, "Hey, girl, I'm your daddy."
You said, I'm
said-
your daddy?
Yeah.
I said, "What's your name?" He said, "Vernon." I'm like, "Oh, that's Vernon. You ain't my daddy. My mama told me to tell you to leave me alone." He said, "Girl, I'm your daddy. Your mama crazy." He handed me like $200-something. I went and bought fireworks and
I'll believe
pizza.
that.
Miss Holmes.
That was a lot of money to me.
Cause like I said, I broke a heart. Okay, that's what it's all about.
You
I
say you
believe
broke
that.
her heart.
That probably what caused I moved out with somebody else, you know. And plus, I've been hearing about who she was sleeping with this and that. You know, I was too. So I just moved on.
And so how are you feeling when you hear this testimony? When you hear this man, your whole life, he thought he was your biological father. He even wrote up on you and said, I'm your daddy. How does that make you feel?
I feel happy about it because somebody's actually trying to claim me when I feel like I was just a piece of trash on the
That's
side
good.
nobody wanted to claim. I feel like I look like you.
I agree.
Clear as day.
And I'm sorry I wouldn't live your life a lot.
And I really want to know. I really want to know. This is the
And
end
we
right here.
have those results for you.
Oh, Lord.
Good.
Yes.
And no matter
Oh, I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
The envelope,
Lord.
please, Ron.
I hope he is my daddy. I really do. Because I really need a dad. I really, really do.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Robinson versus Harms, when it comes to 36-year-old Jennifer Robinson, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Moore, you are not her father.
Oh, my God. Dude, who is my daddy?
Who did I tell you was? You the gray hair gonna do
I would
it.
help you with 2 months. It's
That
not
is
just
so
what you're
wrong.
talking about.
Are
you mean
you
men too much?
serious?
It was
I
too
can't
much.
believe
You don't know my life
It-
history, so don't speak on it. Because I wasn't with no whole lot of men. You was just the first one way down
God.
at 15. That's why you
I
great.
cannot believe he is not my
I tried
dad.
to tell you, he ain't your dad. But no, I'm lying.
I cannot.
So let's go get the other one and come right back here and do this again.
Then you gotta
Listen.
come back again.
My courtroom is always open for you, Miss Robinson. If there is someone else you'd like to
Serious,
test.
Vernon? I'm really just
They
nobody's
still
child.
love you, 'cause they said it would.
Oh my God, I cannot believe this.
We have counseling for you and resources. I wish you all the very best of luck. Please help your daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
Help her.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Court is adjourned. Ms. Davis, you claim you got pregnant with Mr. Hamb's child after knowing him for only 2 months. You've petitioned the court for a DNA test to prove that Mr. Hamb is the father of your 1-month-old baby, Jarrell Hamb Jr. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're suing him for $1,500 for the cost of the baby shower gifts that you say Mr. Hamb took from you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Hamb, you say Ms. Davis was dating 2 other men, and you are certain that you are not the father of her child.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Mr. Hamb, how can you be so sure this child is not yours?
First, Your Honor, I'd like to start off by giving you a little background of how me and Brandy met.
Please do.
I was in my car, just came from getting a haircut. I was looking good in my car. Me and Brandy has the same exact car, just different colors. She was looking pretty, too, I'm not gonna lie. She looking pretty attractive. She flagged me down to stop me so we can switch numbers. When we switched numbers, we started talking on the phone within those same exact hours. So during that time, we agreed to meet up. When I'm thinking we meeting up, I'm thinking it's just gonna be me and Brandy. When I pull up to the lake after we agreed, that's where we agreed to go to the lake. When I pull up at the lake, she got a whole crowd of people surrounding her car. So as I get closer, Miss Davis then comes and approaches my car. We start having a conversation. As me and Miss Davis having a conversation, one of her female friends comes up to the car and say, well, your boyfriend is getting upset due to the fact that you over here disrespecting him by talking to another man.
Did you remember someone coming up to you and saying
No,
your boyfriend
nobody came
mad?
up to me. Nobody came up to me because it wasn't my boyfriend.
Did you have a boyfriend at the
Yes,
time?
I did have a boyfriend at the time. I
You did.
But that wasn't him.
But that particular
It wasn't
person
him.
wasn't him.
She had 2 boyfriends.
I had
that was
one.
just the first boyfriend.
I have
That was just
one.
the first boyfriend.
You
y'all.
mad?
That was just the first boy. That was the
That
first
was my boyfriend.
Second boyfriend.
That was my
That's
first
the second
boyfriend.
boyfriend.
So it's
Nah.
your testimony, Mr. Hamb, she had more than one boyfriend.
Yes, Your Honor, and she's married too, and she's still technically married now. She's not divorced now, she's still
True,
technically married.
true,
And she had 2 boyfriends
true.
too. So this is why I'm in a point where, okay, this can't really be my child due to the fact that she had all these boyfriends, and then at the end of the day, I come found she's married too, so I don't know what to believe.
At some point after you're at this lake and you start talking, you have a sexual relationship.
Ma'am, she got in the car with me, and we left that same day, and we had unprotected
Protected
sex
sex the
that
second
same
day.
day.
Go ahead,
We
lie.
had sex that same day, and after we had sex that day, we was like peas. She was on my heels. We was together.
No, actually, how
I
can you
couldn't
be
get
with
rid of
somebody after 2 days of knowing them? How can you be with somebody?
You
didn't even
slept
know
with the
me.
first day.
You didn't even. So what? You had.
So what? But you just
did
saying it was the
too.
second day.
Okay, look, you had unprotected.
And I'm not
you
lying.
both-
Yeah, we did.
At
The
end of
first day I
day,
met you.
How
I'm
can
not
you be
lying
in a
about
relationship
that.
with somebody you just met? How
Okay.
can you- How?
I'm not saying that I
Tell
was
me that.
right for
Miss
sleeping for the
Davis.
first. I'm
Yes,
not.
Your Honor.
Miss Davis, you say there was another man, that
Yes,
you
there
did
was.
have a boyfriend.
I had a whole boyfriend.
And the
That
husband.
treated
But
me
you
good. and everything.
also
husband separated.
So wait, you had a husband you were separated
I'm
from
separated.
and a
Legally
boyfriend,
separated.
and you slept with Mr. Hamb on the second day?
Boyfriend legally
First day.
separated. Second day, and yes, I did sleep with him. Yes, I did.
Okay. So you do understand why Mr. Hamb may have doubt?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Okay, good.
I do.
She already had boyfriends before she was even with me, and just like I say, when she get drunk, she's real sexual. When
Yeah,
she
I
get
am.
drunk,
I am.
she
I'm
gets so
nasty.
drunk that
You're right,
she,
you're
you
right.
can't,
You're right,
She,
you're right, I am.
If she was drunk right now, she would be
I'm
passed
drunk.
out sleeping
What's
in
wrong
front
with
of
that?
TV.
What's
Okay.
wrong with that?
I ain't gonna say we was
I didn't
we
want
was
nothing to do
boyfriend and
with you.
girlfriend,
I was
because
back
every
with my
time we
boyfriend.
tried to get serious or try to say, okay, well, you my girl, make a title for each other, it would always be something that
We
stopped
never
us
had a
because
title.
with me being a player, I ain't gonna say being a player, with me being a
you
man,
was.
and
You
I like
did.
to talk to
You
women.
did. You did
It
what you
is
had.
poor. Go on and tell the truth.
Like I said,
Tell-
with
thank you. Tell- tell the truth.
me knowing how I like to talk to women.
You
I
had a
can't-
lot of women too. Boy, I
like
saw
said,
that phone.
Just knowing the fact that, okay, yeah, I'm starting to talk to her, but at the same time, I am fooling around with other people.
All right, take me to the point you find out you're pregnant.
I'm at work throwing up, sick. Couldn't take it, so I told asked my supervisor, can I go to the hospital? They took me to the hospital. I'm thinking I had food poisoning or something, and I was pregnant.
After you found out you were pregnant,
Yes.
how did you tell Mr. Hamb?
I called his phone and told him I was pregnant. He was at work. I went to his job, and man was talking about it. He was
What?
happy, excited. Yes, I did. Went to your job. He was happy, excited.
So you
thrilled
felt like
about it.
his reaction was
Yeah,
that of
He was
excitement.
gonna be there. He was gonna help me out and do all this, regardless of the fact of what went on in the past. He was gonna be
And
there.
I gave her my
For
word.
me and my
I
first
gave her
son. I
my
have
word.
2 kids.
And due to the fact of what she was going through, I gave her my word as a man. And due to the
Huh,
fact that
you ain't a man.
the situation with me and my father, I said, man, I'm gonna be here regardless of what me and you got going on. I'm finna be here for this child due to the fact I didn't have
But
nobody
is
in my
he
life.
here? Have he been here? He haven't been here.
But
he
Your
haven't
Honor,
did nothing.
I have
They don't
not-
talk my first son,
So,
Your Honor.
Mr. Hamb, you told her you were going to be there.
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
But now you're in court saying the child is not yours.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
So tell me why you doubt it.
Well, me and her arguing, she told in front of my mother and auntie that this
No, I
was
didn't.
not my
I
child
never
when the
did that.
child was
That's a
4
lie.
weeks old.
I never
she
did
told
that.
this in front of my mother and
I never
auntie.
did that.
And the
Never.
second time
gonna lie.
when
I
we
told
was
that to
arguing
you
in front of her,
out of
at
anger.
her mother's
I said
house.
that to you out of anger. Out of anger, yes, Your Honor, I did say that twice.
And
out
then
of
the
anger.
second time
we
in front
argued,
of
he
her
make me
own
mad.
mother.
I'm like, you know,
All right,
it's not
one at
your
a
child.
time. I want to understand this. So you're saying, Mr. Hamb, that in front of your family members, she says
I did not
that
say that.
I was not the father of that
I said
child.
it to him in an argument.
It was getting heated, and it's to the point she was like, you know what? I'm just be honest. This ain't even your child, so you ain't got to worry about being here in this child. You ain't got to worry about doing
No, I
nothing
didn't say it like that.
So I said,
I didn't say it
so
like
that's,
that. I
That's
didn't
when,
say it like
Nana,
that.
that's
Stop
when I
lying.
completely snapped, because at the
Stop
same
lying.
time, I'm in a 50 situation. Yeah, I want to be happy, but at the same time, I don't have nothing to do with it just because what she put me through.
you've admitted that at this time you had a husband.
Yes.
You had a boyfriend.
Two
And you
boyfriends.
also
Actually, my husband, we separated. Your Honor.
separated,
Legally
but you had a
separated.
No, they're
boyfriend, and you also were sleeping with Mr. Hamb.
Yes, I was.
Were you
Unprotected.
sleeping with any of the other
No,
men?
My boyfriend.
All
my
four
boyfriend. My boyfriend
So
and him.
you do admit
Two.
today that during the window of conception you were sleeping with
I
your
stopped sleeping with
boyfriend
my
and Mr.
boyfriend.
Hamb.
I stopped sleeping with my boyfriend at the beginning of July. I say July 10th, around that time.
Hold on. Let me get my calendar. Can you think back, when was the window of time you and Mr. Hamb were intimate? Were you having unprotected?
We was
All
having
day, every
unprotected-
day?
Yes, we was. And
All day, every day.
Because of me.
Like I said,
because
once
of
I had
me,
sex with
yes,
that
Your
first
Honor.
night,
And I-
before
Miss
August
Davis,
Before
Miss
August
Davis, around what time were you in this relationship? Did it begin?
It wasn't
It wasn't a real
until I got
relationship.
pregnant. Until I
All
got
right, and
pregnant.
so
It wasn't even a relationship
around the
then.
time you got pregnant, when
August.
when your baby was conceived, what was the month?
August
So
20,
she's-
around August 25th.
The last week in August. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
All right, so the last week in August. Now, Mr. Hamb.
Yes, ma'am.
You do agree that you were having sex
Unprotected
during
sex with her, yes.
the last week of August with Ms. Davis.
It was a whole
Yes.
month of August, a whole month before August, too.
Boy, you was hitting
So,
Yes.
so the whole month of August. All right,
ma'am.
just circle the whole month. All right,
ma'am.
now,
And
Ms.
before August, too.
Davis,
Before
Ms.
August,
Davis,
too.
when were you intimate with anyone else? Were you
The last-
intimate
The
with
same
anyone
time.
My
else?
boyfriend, yes, my boyfriend.
same-
And when was that?
I said
The
the beginning
same
of
time.
July, around July 10th, around that time. That was the last time we had sex.
Ms. Davis, you're saying you were still sleeping with your boyfriend in July.
Yeah, yes, in the beginning.
And then you
stopped.
started sleeping with Mr. Hamb in August or late July.
No,
We been
beginning of
started-
July.
we
Beginning
been-
of July.
We had sex, the first time we had sex was the second day we met, and we was having sex on and on every day.
And then but you were also having sex with your boyfriend
Yeah.
during
Yes.
that time.
And her
And I
other
stopped in
boyfriend,
July.
too.
He broke up with me in July.
So now you say Jarrell was born early.
He was born in May. I conceived him at the end of August, and I was not
And
next
that
to my
was
boyfriend. We broke up.
earlier than anticipated.
Yes, ma'am, it was.
And so
yeah.
that is what adds to your doubt.
That put red lights, red beams, everything off in my head. I was in a 50-50 situation. Like, yeah, this could be, man, but at the same time, it's too early.
So you felt like when Jarrell was born, the date he was born was too early
Yes,
for
ma'am.
the window of time that you were sleeping with her.
Yeah, she was spending time with me, but at the same time, she was spending time with somebody else during the same time she was spending with me. So I can't sit up here and say, yeah, I'm 100% sure that this is my baby.
Part of your claim is about a baby shower. So at some point, you had to be excited about the baby. You had to feel
Now,
like...
the baby shower,
Yeah.
let's bring up the story
yeah.
about the baby shower. The baby shower, I did not even want until after the baby was here, until I found out it was mine. She went behind my back and talked to my family after I told her not to even distance
But
me
at
from her.
some point, you had a baby shower.
Due to the fact that she talked my family into it.
I never
And
had- I never-
I got into it with my
Your
Ms.
family.
Davis, did you talk his family
Your
into
Honor.
giving a baby shower for the
No,
baby?
No, I did not. I didn't even know they were throwing me the baby shower. They begged me to come to the baby shower because me and him previously got into it. We got into an argument. He like, don't come to this baby shower. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not coming. The day before the baby shower, his mom and his sister called my phone begging me to come. They say it's not a baby shower without you there.
They did.
We talked to Jarrell.
'Cause
He's
you
gonna
still
act
pregnant at the time.
Yeah, I was still
Yeah.
pregnant. I was 8 months.
Well, yeah, you gonna have a baby shower without the baby?
Yeah,
ma'am,
yeah, I said the
Baby
same
is-
thing.
Yeah, but ma'am, due to the fact that me
Your
not knowing that this is my baby, I didn't even want to be around. So I calmed down and said, you know what? Y'all go ahead and invite her. Let her come.
And Ms. Davis, you went.
I went, me, my sister, and my cousin, we went to the baby shower. And Your Honor, I didn't get nothing from that baby shower. Nothing. Nothing
It's
came
not
to me.
for you, it's for the baby.
Everything came to him. The baby stayed with me. I should have got the stuff that came to my house. All the stuff went to his house. And I,
So all the gifts that were given to the baby
didn't
at the
come to
baby
me.
shower
Didn't come to me at
didn't
all.
leave with the baby.
No.
Right, because
did.
it was bought by my
They did.
family and me.
So you say you showed up to the baby shower
Yes.
because they said they really wanted you to be there.
yes. And they said they go control his mouth.
Everybody, they said they were going to control
His mouth.
Well, that's a
He don't
job.
talk to me and I don't
I'm
talk to
trying
him.
to do that right now. You showed up, people brought gifts for the baby,
Yes.
but then when you left, they kept the gift.
I didn't get nothing. The only thing I gave Your Honor was
And it's a
5.
reason.
Okay,
Wait.
can I talk? The only thing I got was 5 gift cards and a check for $45.
And the basis of your suit is that he took all of the things that were given to the baby
yes, Your
at
Honor.
the shower.
And I have a list of all the stuff that I
I'd
didn't
like
get.
to see that list. Please, Jerome, please hand that to me.
Yep.
So what types of items are outlined in this list, Ms.
Baby
Davis?
shower, the stroller, car seat, clothes, shoes,
But Your Honor,
diapers, milk.
It's a
Bibs.
reason
And
why
I
you
didn't
felt
get
that way.
nothing.
So these are the gifts that
It's
were
more on the
presented that
side.
day?
Yes, Your Honor.
And even
It's
more than that?
Yes.
Yes.
So ultimately, Mr. Hamb, you do acknowledge that your family came through a baby shower, gave gifts to the baby, but because you say you weren't certain whether or not the child was yours, you decided not to give the gifts to her,
Yes,
to
Your
the
Honor.
baby.
Yes, Your Honor. And at the same time, anywhere I go, I was gonna have to take the gifts to her because she had a car full of her friends and anything. So she didn't have nowhere to put the gifts.
But you admit you took
Yes,
them.
I took them to my house. I took the gifts to my
Did
house.
you ever get those gifts,
No,
Ms. Davis?
no, I didn't get nothing.
So, Ms. Davis, you're saying the value of those gifts was $1,500, am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Hamb, do you agree that the value of these gifts were about $1,500?
Just about, yes. Ma'am.
About?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. The point is this. There was a possibility that she was pregnant with your child.
Yes, ma'am.
Your family stepped up and did what they thought was the
And I
right
did
thing
too.
and
And I
had a
did too.
baby
You did.
shower
Yes.
for a baby that might be yours. And at that shower, they gave gifts to the baby.
Right.
Key word is give. Once you give a gift, you cannot take it back. At this time, based on the evidence you presented, I have no choice but to rule in favor of the plaintiff for $1,500 because those gifts belong to the baby.
Okay, when you say I took,
You need to return the gifts, or you need to give her $1,500, which is the value of the gifts because you testified that that was the value, whether or not you're the child's father. The law is the law. And
So-
at the end of the day, you slept with a woman without using protection. Now, I personally think you should be happy and proud that you have a family that would step up to the plate after you have acted so irresponsibly, excuse me, and still give gifts to a child when they don't even know for certain if the baby is yours because they're doing the right thing for the baby. Now, you got to do the right thing by the law. You either give her $1,500 or return the things. That's my ruling. I'm done with it. Judgment for the plaintiff. Now, I often ask in this courtroom, do you feel like the baby resembles you?
No, I do not.
You don't.
No, I do not. It's quite a few guys who I might think about because all the guys she messed with is light skinned except this one guy, he's dark skinned. And like I said, the baby is light skinned. So the dark skinned guy, he out the picture, but at the same time, she was still messing with him during the same time she was messing with me. So it's kind of hard to put him out the picture too. And then I see the baby's starting to get darker too. Because he was so light when he first came out, they had to put him on light.
Mr. Hamb, you better go on ahead and present some evidence.
What do you mean?
Bottom line, because that entire testimony that you just gave about the color of the baby and he's browning up,
I'm
and he
just
said,
saying, like-
you do understand that children are born in various colors, shades. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Especially as African Americans, you
But the
understand.
baby also gonna look like one of the parents. That baby don't look like her and it don't look like me. So
Okay.
it must look like the father.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics and they read as follows. In the case of Davis versus Hamb, pertaining to 2-month-old Jarrell Hamb Jr., it has been determined by this court. Mr. Hamb, you are Jarrell's father.
Like I said, I don't have no problem with stepping up, but at the same time, I can't be in this child's life if she's trying to control me with this child.
It has been determined by this court that you are this child's biological father, which means as a father, you have rights.
But
You
ma'am-
have, listen, stop talking so much and listen. You have to take care of this baby financially, but you also will have the legal right to see the child. If you all can't work together, then you will have recourse in your home state to go to court and fight for visitation and a chance to help to raise your child. Ms. Davis, you have to let him be a part of this child's life because it's his child. Miss Criss, you say that before your brother's tragic death 1 year ago, he told you that he was not the biological father of the defendant's 18-month-old son, Malachi. You have petitioned the court for a paternity test to defend his honor. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Thompson, you claim that the plaintiff's brother, Vantrese Criss, is Malachi's father and say today's results will prove your case and clear your name. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Criss, I'll start with you. You say you need to know.
Yes, I need to know.
Explain.
First, I'm here on the behalf of my deceased brother and my mom, just because this girl is claiming that my brother have a baby with her, which I don't believe. You know, it's been a lot of different stories. It was saying like it was she was doing this for the money, and she said this was another man's baby before. It was my brother before she came to my brother.
I never said it was no another person baby.
Yes,
I
she
never
did.
said who my baby father was.
Yes, she did. She's flip-flopping. You know?
I never flip-flop.
You're flip-flopping because first you said it was another man's baby. That's why you didn't tell my brother that it
No,
was his baby.
I told your brother.
No, you did not. You said when the baby came out, the baby started to look like Vantrese, and that's why you said it was my brother's baby.
I
Let's tell
never
the truth
said,
now.
I'm telling the truth. I never said that. When my baby first came out, I didn't tell nobody, and I never directly gave a name of who my baby father was.
So you didn't know who your baby daddy was, right?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't know who my baby daddy was. I said I never told nobody who he was.
All right, I want to take it back because I want to understand from the beginning. I want to understand what was the nature of your relationship with Mr. Criss, Ms. Thompson. How long did you all date?
They didn't date. she had to have no relationship with my brother.
We had an on and off type of relationship.
How long y'all was together?
I've been knowing Vantrese
Knowing.
since.
It's knowing and together is two different things.
I was on and off with Vantrese since.
And his friends too.
No, never his friends. Never.
Yeah,
Never
let's be
his
for real.
friends.
Are you suggesting, Ms. Criss, that Ms. Thompson was sleeping with your brother's friends as
Yeah,
well?
a couple of them, yes.
No, I never slept with his friends.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know that. Like, that's just the #1 rule. You don't do that.
Right.
But we was just on and off. He had a lot of girlfriends, a lot of different girlfriends.
So what made you think you was special?
Oh, baby, I knew I wasn't special.
So you knew he had a lot of girlfriends. So
Yeah.
how y'all was in a relationship?
Well,
That
let's
was
be,
an on and
let's
off
be clear.
relationship.
You don't have to be special to someone to get pregnant.
No, you don't.
Let's say that.
You don't.
It's the truth. I'm just wondering how long the relationship lasted. Even if it was just a sexual relationship, how long?
We've been freaking since 2017, the beginning of 2017.
Freaking.
What the hell?
We've been having a sexual relationship since 2017.
Okay, so take me to the day you find out you're pregnant.
Well, I was at my brother's girlfriend's house at the time, and she was like, you looking a little pregnant. And I'm like, I ain't
Looking
pregnant.
a little pregnant?
Yeah. So I called the doctor, set up an appointment, And when I got there, they did say they confirmed that I was pregnant, and they confirmed that I was already 17 weeks.
And so at that time, you knew exactly who the father of your child was?
Yes.
And did you call Mr. Criss?
Yes, I told him that I was pregnant.
Did he question whether or not he was the father?
No.
That's a lie.
Did you tell him he was the father?
Yes. I'm like,
No.
I'm pregnant. and
No,
it's
that's
your
not
baby.
true. That's not true, Your Honor.
What do you know?
I
Ms.
know
Criss?
that my brother was denying the baby. This girl was pregnant, but she never told Ventrice that it was his baby. She was saying that she was pregnant by somebody else. But when the baby came out looking like Ventrice. You know, he's a handsome little boy, you know? That's when he called me. I guess they was having some little family issues. And that's when he called me like, sis, this girl said that she got a baby by me and she going through some stuff. Can you come and get the baby? I come and get the baby, even though he still denied, like, I don't know if this my baby, sis, you know what I'm saying? I come and get the baby. As I come and get the baby, I got the baby, I'm buying the baby clothes, I'm buying the baby Pampers, I'm buying the baby shoes, milk, whatever the baby need in my care. You know, even though he's saying.
So if you were doubtful and if your brother was doubtful, why did you say, I'm gonna go get the baby and then invest so much time, energy, money?
Because I wanted this to be his baby. You know, the baby looked like him. It did. The baby did look, when the baby was younger, it favored Ventrice, you know, and I wanted this would be his first baby. You know, I wanted to be, you know, he don't have any kids. You know, me and him already close. So I'm like, oh, it's a baby. I'm excited. You know, I'm gonna go get it. So I go get it. Me and my mom examine the baby. Like, okay, look, Ma, look at me. Look at Ventrice. We both look alike. Look, we got the baby up to me. We got the baby up to Ventrice. We like, this your baby, boy. This your baby. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so you all were like rooting for it.
Right,
You all were like, look.
We was always not in denial. We was not in denial until after Ventrice died.
What happened?
She was just really like clout chasing, and then you know when you die.
What's clout chasing?
Clout chasing is like she wasn't doing what she was doing when she just told Ventrice. She was like under the radar, not trying to keep it a secret. But when Ventrice got killed, she was all baby Ventrice this, baby Dusky this.
I've been saying baby Dusky before he passed.
When your brother passed away, what did your family think? Were they all saying, we still don't know if this baby is ours?
Right.
But after you had the baby for 2 weeks.
And then I got the baby again after that. I got the baby again after that 2 weeks.
Okay.
Because we were still rooting for the baby not being. Even my brother was like, I don't know why you keep getting that baby. That's not my baby. You know, he was telling me not. Yeah, he was telling me.
Oh, he said that?
Yes, is that
Yes, no, he was saying that.
Yeah.
Oh, so the first time he asked you, hey, she needs a little help.
Right.
Can you help? Well, then you all got yourselves so worked up and wanted the baby to be his, and he looked like us, and you're doing all this, then you all kept getting the baby, and he was like, hold on, I just asked y'all to help one time.
Right, exactly.
Don't go overboard, because I don't know if that's my baby.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So then you all said what? I mean, if he's telling you like, look, y'all, I don't know about this.
Then I was saying like, okay, brother, this baby do look like you, you know what I'm saying? Let's just go get the DNA test and prove that this baby is yours or not, you know? He was like dodging, like, no, because he did want the baby to be back her because, again, she was sleeping with his friend.
Well, now
Never
that you
was
say
sleeping
that,
with
I
his
want to
friend.
get to that. Were you sleeping with anybody else, Miss Thompson? Let's just be honest.
No.
I don't, whether it was
boyfriend,
his friends or
but
anybody else.
At the time where I had got pregnant or got conceived my baby, I was not sleeping with nobody. But I did have a boyfriend.
Okay, thank you.
But that was
Wait a minute.
after the fact. No, this was after the fact I found out I was pregnant.
She got it all twisted
I had
up.
a boyfriend after I found out I was pregnant. That's when I got into a relationship.
No, you thought your boyfriend. She thought
No,
the
my boyfriend couldn't. There's
was
no
that baby
possibility
father.
that my boyfriend could be his father. We didn't
So
start
you never
messing
told
around
us
till
it was-
after I found out.
So you're saying you met your boyfriend after you already conceived Malachi?
No, after I found out I was pregnant.
After
with
you,
Malachi.
well, that's probably what I meant. After you conceived That's after you's pregnant. Okay. So now Malachi's 19 months. What kind of relationship did he have the opportunity to develop before Mr. Criss's untimely passing?
None really.
None.
Like, he seen them when we was outside, but that's about it.
So no real relationship at all?
No. The only thing he has is his music. That's about it.
And so what have you told him about his father?
Well, he's too little now. He don't understand, but I do tell him that's your dad, and if he see a picture of him, he's gonna say Dada.
Oh.
He's adorable.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Miss Criss, I do have to ask you this. I mean, you've been so supportive.
Yeah.
Why did it take you so long? It's been 19 months to just come to court and really get the answers.
We actually had a DNA test. First, she said it was a DNA test in the mail, and it's still in the mail. It's been in the mail since
No.
So
June.
tell me the story. It's in the mail. What?
Yeah, she said she was gonna order a DNA test when she got her taxes. So she got her taxes. Me and my mom contacted her like, did you order the DNA test? Oh yeah, I ordered the DNA test. It's in the mail. It's still in the mail. So
No. It's not there because the one that I was trying to get, her mother didn't want.
she's lying.
Okay, well, what
wanted
is
a
the one that's
different-
supposedly in the mail? Did you say something was in the mail and it never came?
No, I never said it was in the
She's
mail.
lying.
So basically, you say she said to you, "I'm getting one and it's in the mail, but it
mail.
never came."
But it's still
so
in the
you
mail.
felt like she was avoiding
I
it.
said
Yeah,
I
she
was
was
gonna
avoiding
get
because
one.
she knows this not my brother.
No, I was never avoiding it. I wanted a DNA test each and every time I was.
All right, but we didn't get one, and that's why we're here today.
Exactly.
Yes.
Miss Criss, your mother actually sent in a statement. She
Okay.
was unable to make it today.
Okay.
She sent a statement to the court which reads, Theodosia claims that my son Vantrice is her son's father, but I don't believe her. I didn't even know anything about Malachi until after he was born. My son never said anything to me about having a baby. I have asked Theodosia for a DNA test several times, and every time I've asked, she's always had an excuse. That's a statement from your mother, Mary Ann Miller.
And Mary Ann Miller is telling the truth.
I never had an excuse. I always was ready to get a DNA test. Been ready to get a DNA test.
Well, we're here today to find out
Yes,
if
we
Malachi is my nephew.
So
or not.
talk to me about the relationship your family has with Malachi, Miss
We don't
Criss.
have no relationship with him.
You don't?
No.
So even after you came to get him those times,
Yeah.
then you just stopped?
Yeah, because why would I continue to? I'm broken in million of pieces. I just lost my brother. You know, he was the closest thing to me. Why would I put all my emotions into this baby, then turn around and this baby not his? And then I'm gonna be broken again because I thought this was my brother baby.
And what are your thoughts, Miss Thompson? I see tears in your eyes.
Cause my thought is I wouldn't lie about it. And then he's gone, so why would I still be claiming someone that's not here? It's very hard being a single mother, very hard. And then I have a son at that. Boys don't really listen to their mothers, and all I wanted was to have, when I do decide to have kids, I always wanted the father to be there. And unfortunately, he can't. And that's why I'm here today, because I need to prove to everybody that even to everybody, to his family, that Vantrice is the father of Malachi.
And are you hoping that they will be a part of Malachi's life if, in fact, he is the
know we
biological
are.
father?
Yes, and I know how they is.
She know we are. We're family orientated, you know? We love everybody in our family, you know? And like if this
That's all
baby is
I want.
Yeah, if this baby is my
It's for
nephew
him.
today, I give her an apology and a hug and take my nephew today. So yeah.
And that's all I want.
Let's go to the results. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. Because there wasn't a blood card available to test the DNA of the deceased Vantrice Criss, we performed a DNA test with his surviving parent, Marianne Miller. In the case of Criss versus Thompson, when it comes to 18-month-old Malachi Thompson, it has been determined by this court the percentage of relatedness between Ms. Marianne Miller and Malachi Thompson is 0.001%.
You knew
they
it
are
wasn't.
not related.
You knew it wasn't. You knew it wasn't, and you're wrong for that. You wrong for that. And I just want you to stop on Facebook saying, that's my brother baby, because you knew in the first place it wasn't.
I didn't know.
Miss Criss, let's use respectful language.
Okay.
I know you're so upset.
I'm so upset. She knew. That's why she was doing all this running around and didn't never want to take the DNA test.
Ms. Thompson, I have to ask you for Malachi's sake. Do you know who his father is?
No, and quite frankly, I really don't care. I've been doing it by myself since forever, so I'm gonna continue to do it by myself. That's no problem with me.
Well, good
I
luck
decided
you.
to have him.
Listen, you came because you wanted your child to have a father. Just because it didn't turn out the way you wanted, I'm not gonna let you now start doing all this stuff and all this popping off like it don't matter because he don't need a daddy, because he don't need this. You needed yours and your son needs one too. If there is a chance that you can identify who he is, then do it.
Yeah, get Malachi a dad.